What's up, everybody? It's your boy Nussie, and today we are coming in with another video about my childhood. This video might not be as fun as the other videos I've posted. I've posted one about the first time I smoked a joint and when I took a random pill. This one is more about why I started smoking because I don't really do that many drugs. I have done a lot of drugs and I've tried a lot of drugs. I have done crazy drugs, I have done hard drugs, I have done not that hard drugs, but I'm not really addicted to any of them. I was at some point, but I'm not anymore. But I want to get in on why I started smoking and why I started doing anything in the first place. And actually, this story is going to be a bit darker than you might have for thought. Than you might have thought. What the fuck am I doing? I'm stoned right now, but I should still be able to speak. Okay, anyways. Um, I have had quite the wild childhood, which left me with a bit of trauma and a bit of paranoia, so I smoked it away. You know how I started smoking, but I started smoking it all away and doing drugs to make it go away. So yeah, let's just get started. But before we get into it, leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Maybe give me some of your stories down in the comments. I love hearing stories from people who have had a harder life than the average person. I don't know if mine is hard compared to yours, but it affected me quite much. So I thought I wanted to talk about it. So I grew up in a small country. I'm not going to say it right now because I don't really want anybody I know to like kind of catch on to these videos. Not because I'm embarrassed of the videos, but because there's some people who might should see this because it could be in danger for me if they did. But when I was a child, I was first born with a rare disease, which I will uh, maybe get on in another video. This is kind of hard for me to talk about, but it's nice to get out. And that made it really hard for my parents. When I was 2.5 years old, my parents split up. It was really hard because I remember it. I get flashbacks at night about it. But yeah, they split up and my dad moved, and I really wanted to live by my dad because my mom, for a brief period of time, was a prostitute. And she was not really home, and it was me and my older brother and my older sister. When I was about 4 years old, my one brother got stabbed, and me and my brother actually found him, which was quite fucked. And my brother got into drugs and got into gang affiliations, and he is 7 years older than me. My sister is 5 years older than me, but he got into that. So I always wanted to follow my brothers, and from a very young age, I was introduced to drugs and the criminal life. And at one point, my mom gets a boyfriend out of the prostitution, I think. I don't know why he wanted to be with her, and I don't know why she wanted to be with him following this. Um, to make a long story quite short, he beat my mom quite a lot. I was between 4 to 8 years old when this happened. I moved from my mom. She had full custody until I was like 6.5 years old, and then for 2 years, they split it, my mom and my dad. But he was beating her, and and us, my brother and my sister and me. So that left me with quite a bit of problems in my brain. Later on, my brother got some diagnosis and got into a lot of drugs. He was a heavy addict, almost into heroin, which was quite frightening for a little brother like me, watching my brother potentially be able to die from doing the drugs that I looked at him for being cool doing. And that was actually a moment where I started texting him, "Don't do heroin." But yeah, so I got a lot of diagnosis at this point. So I got some PTSD, and I got paranoia, and I'm schizophrenic. I hear voices and I see people, and I got multiple personality disorder. So sometimes I yeah take an I don't really remember what happens when it happens, but it's quite a violent, not really violent, but it can be experienced for the people around me, and quite a frightening one. But that left me with a lot of trauma and paranoia. So when I figured out that I could numb my pain with drugs, more especially weed, and then at some point it was Xanax and then Percocet. And it just took off. Um, I was really happy, and I figured out this was a great way to deal with my problems, which is wasn't like the. I figured out that this talking to a camera was really what is helping me. Like right now, it's helping me. It's kind of hard to talk about because it's always hard to talk about this stuff, but it's nice to get out. Like it's nice to talk about without feeling any pressure, without feeling anybody judging you. That's why I really want to hear your stories because I feel like you can feel free in the comment section. It's just your profile picture, it's just your name, and it's just your story. So tell me that in the comments. And if you have any questions, you can ask them for my Q&A. I will answer every question in the comments of these videos in a Q&A later on. But that left me with quite a bit of trauma, so I started smoking weed. And that is actually the short story. I could come in with a lot of details to this, but I just wanted people to understand I did not do my drugs and I did not smoke my weed to seem cool. I did not do it to be different. I did not do it because it felt like perfect, because it does not feel perfect. It's just putting me on a pause on it's just putting me on like this way away from reality. It's just putting me on this road away from reality, and I'm driving like life is a highway. It's highway to hell out here. I'm like Lightning McQueen speeding away from this reality because I don't like it. But what I found quite interesting is that people don't judge you from using weed to numb your pain, because in my country it's not legal. It's not legal to get it in prescription. It's not legal to get it as medication. Some rare doses it is, if it's really bad, but it has happened under 1,000 times in my country with under 1,000 people. But people are really open to it, and I felt really happy about people being open to it at first because I thought they were, but it's actually only the people at my age who was. And I don't know if people have any experience with that, but that's why I do this, because I feel like if I'm coming out to people who watch these videos because they have the same kind of life as me, where they do stuff like this, they might also have a reason like me, so I might not be alone. Because I felt a lot alone at the time, and I think a lot of people out there also do it, and that's why I made this channel. I want to be there for those who want to have fun, who want to have a laugh and giggle at someone doing something crazy. I wanted to share my stories. I wanted to tell you about my life. I wanted to hear about yours. I wanted to ask, not answer your questions. I know I'm not that interesting, but I want to be this kind of voice to the people who has it like me. So yeah, that's really it. Um, I hope you'll ask some questions down in the comments. I really want to do the Q&A, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have any tips and tricks to further videos, leave them in the comments. I really just want to interact with my people, even if it's 5 people watching my videos. I really like having a community, because I had that before. I was quite big in the Twitch game in my country. So yeah, I don't have that anymore. 'Cause I left that. I got way too sad, way too traumatized, and I left that part, and I miss it. And now I want to have this community again. So thank you very much for watching. It has been your boy Nessie out here, and it has been great telling you about my childhood. Leave your stories and your life story down in the comments, and if you want to have if you have any questions, I'm fumbling my words because it was hard talking about this and I'm stoned. Leave them down in the comments, and I see you in the next video. See ya!